All right, good morning. So, we had some quick pops right at market open. Let's see what the SPY's doing. SPY's popping up some today. Still kind of a mixed market, but not quite as bad. See, DPW made a move in after hours yesterday all the way up to 7. Sell off there, FRSX. This looks like garbage. POWW looks like garbage. Oh, okay. Alright. Alright, Thinkorswim. Good job. See, DTSS. This is looking like this might get ready to pop. This is close to trying to make a new high a day. Let's see, this see what this does on this next 5-minute candle. Just waiting to see if we get a buy signal here on this, because I like this. It looks like it's gonna can already push it up though. It's getting real close to that high a day. Good morning, Epic. You're in DTS? Nice. Yeah, I'm sitting here. I was thinking about maybe popping in there at 4, but I kind of want to wait for the Darvos box to do its thing before I do, but I haven't got a buy signal yet. But it does look like it's going to push for a new high here soon. Getting smushed down a little bit here. Those candles starting to... This 5-minute candle getting a little ugly upper shadow there. See, 450, even if it breaks high day, 450 is probably going to be some resistance, but if it can break 450, it could get going. There's a buy signal back there, but I wasn't sitting here when it happened. But I mean, that's a pretty good buy signal, 350 up to 438. That was a good move. $4 trying to hold up. If 4 can hold up, I think it will try to get that push, but this is becoming a very ugly 5-minute candle. We're getting pretty good buying volume since market open. All these 5-minute candles. I say candles, but I meant volume bars, 5-minute volume bars here. So I'm just focusing real close watching this because I think there's going to be a buy signal soon. If I wasn't testing the Darvas box strategy, I probably would have already jumped in at 4. Good morning at Crow's Nest. Kind of like to see it pull back one more time a little bit on this candle. Back down to $4, but it may not. I really like the way this looks, but so yeah, there's that little pullback to 4. That's what I wanted to see. Now let's see if I'm getting bought up again off of 4 so far. Let's see what we got. Okay. A few more minutes on this 5-minute candle close. We don't want it to drop too much lower than 4 though. Because you see it kind of looks like it's starting to curl over. So it's got to start pushing back up to break this curl over. Good morning, Greg. Good morning, One Life. Oh yeah, ad from Motley Fool. See this buying starting to push in here. Still haven't got a buy signal yet. Getting hung up at 425, it looks like. Some resistance there. It looks like it's going to push for this high day here. There's a buy signal I'm going to go. Let's see if we get over this high day. A lot of resistance at 440. Buy signal's at 420. It got filled at 435, so that's a little high. Ooh, coming back down though. That one man got me. Ooh, big crack there. See if it's gonna pop back over 4 or not, but that does not look good. Okay, there it goes. Okay, it did pop back over 4. Needs to stay back over 4. I'm gonna put a stop loss in case it dumps 390 and put it right at under 395. Because it could dump. It's really curled over right here. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna dump here. 395's got to hold up. Nope. Nope. Yeah. So that did not work. Hold on just a second. I'll be right back, guys. All right. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I disagree with One Life. I think pot stocks are coming. Um, but I'm gonna take. I dislike the Darvis box on the 1 minute for trying to get those bigger rips. It's fine for scalping, but I'm gonna take it off the 1 minute chart. I'm gonna start refining this now. And then let's see. I need my. I'll put the 9 EMA back on here. There it is. Okay. So I'm only going to use the Darvis box on the 5 minute. I only want buys on the 5 minute because you can see it did when I took it off the 1 minute, but you can see it didn't have a buy signal on the 5 minute, and that ended up being a loss there. So I'm going to solely stick to testing it on the 5 minute now. On the 1 minute it can be good for scalping, but you got to be so quick with it. And that's not what I want to use it for. Alright. Have a good one, Greg. Talk to you later. Good morning, Daniel B. See here, there was a buy signal on the 5 minute, 180 up to 2 something already, so that's a pretty good buy signal. There's another good one on the 5 minute, so that's all we want to see. We're going to only use it on the 5 minute for here. That one was a little weak of a buy signal from 203 up to 221. But this is why MO owns 45% of Kronos. That's where Marlboro's going to get their pot from when it goes legal, and Marlboro already has Marlboro weed cigarettes in California. So I think MO and Kronos, MO and Kron are going to be a duo to be in. Plus, MO has that 9% dividend yield, which is really nice, and they own Marlboro, so they're not going anywhere. Too many people smoke. So those two, I think maybe the golden goose. But I'm going to be doing the top 5 pot stocks for 2021 video probably today and have that out for you guys to check out. MO and Kron both are going to be on that list, as well as IIPR, and then probably two other ones. One I got to do a little more research on, but I have one that I think is going to be a very interesting one. But yeah, I'm going to put that out today, hopefully. Top 5 pot stocks, along with probably top 5 tech stocks for 2021. You know, I don't do all the sectors because I just don't like some sectors. It's boring. and I like investing in things I'm interested in. So I'll do those, and then I don't know. I'll probably do one more gold or something. But yeah, we'll be getting those rolling out here soon, and we're gonna do another crypto stream. Maybe not today, but probably tomorrow. Try to do some live crypto trading again. I'm just having a hard time trying to figure out a good enough broker to use. The U.S. is so limited to crypto brokers, and none of them are that great. Webull is probably going to be the one I use because they're free. Most of the other ones don't have or uh, have commissions, whereas Webull's doesn't. I just have to be trickier with my orders on it, but we'll get there. We got a lot of stuff coming to the channel, so it's gonna get exciting around here. And I got one project in the works for all you semi-professional and professional traders that you guys might like to be a part of. So just a little teaser there, but when we get closer to launching that, then we'll start releasing some more details on that. Yeah, Mara's still ripping. As long as Bitcoin is going up, Mara's gonna rip. You know, so it went up in pre-market about $3, consolidating right now. My thoughts on Zoom. Okay, is that Zoom? I don't know if that's Zoom or not. I said it's Zoom, but it's not really a stock I pay much attention to. Oh, there it is. ZM, yeah, I got it. I didn't think that other one was Zoom. It just said Zoom, but the price didn't look right to me. Um, I mean, currently it's in this downtrend. If it broke out of that downtrend, it could get moving again, but while it's still in that downtrend, it'd be a little sketchy. You don't know for sure if it's going to keep dropping or not. Short, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. There's a lot of resistance ahead where it's at now. I don't know if I shorted or not. I don't know. That's it. Like I said, I don't really pay that much attention to that stock. My concern would be with the economy opening back up and people maybe using Zoom less if they're going back to their jobs. So, I don't know. This is a Bitcoin stock, but it's OTC. But this thing has been running like hell. Was it down at 24 cents? Yeah, so you could have made a killing off of this stock if you'd have bought a bunch of shares back then. Man, that was on the, yeah, it was 20 cents on the 4th. Some good volume on this. Oh, that's what I was looking at. Okay. I was confused because I clicked on it up here and then it was on the same list here on the top NASDAQ gainers. Normally, OTC stocks aren't on the NASDAQ gainer list, but for some reason that one is. really don't like day trading OTC stocks. I'm not seeing any really. DTSS had a shot, and then it kind of got me. It still might. Actually, it still might. It's not dropped off quite yet. It just dipped and got me out there. Yeah, I should have my stop. Oh, yeah, I didn't see that. I should have had my stop loss a little bit lower. So actually, I think this still may have a chance to break out. And I'm not seeing much else going on either, so. So I'm gonna pop around for a second. This thing's pretty much just went straight up. SOS is making a little bit of a triangle. Here it goes. Yeah. Push up to 455, except 450 was gonna be resistance on that. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Got stopped out right before the nice run. He got me, DTS. Look at it, pushing up to 475 too. I mean, it's got room up to 5. At 5, there's going to be some probably pretty strong resistance, and then if it can break 5, it's got room to go up to 6. Yeah, going right up to 5 right now. So yeah, 5's going to be real tough because it hit 497 and then got pushed right back down. So 5 is definitely going to be tough resistance. Nice, Epic, you got back in there. Nice job getting some profit off of this thing. A little bit of selling there at 490. Here it comes. Ooh, real close. Took out about half the sellers that was sitting at 5 on that push. If we can have one more big buying volume, yep, there it goes. So very nice rip on this. So the Darvas box didn't actually let me down. I just put my stop loss in too low or too high and got stopped out, but that was the move I was looking for. It's that nice pop there. And you can see it did push right back down below 5, so it needs to stay over 5 if it's going to continue to break out. If not, it's going to pull back here. But very nice. Good job, Epic, and anybody else who got some profits on that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. BTCS looks like it's about to maybe break out. Got this big triangle on this guy's OTC stocks, crypto stock. Look at that. Do I want to day trade an OTC stock today? How frisky am I feeling? How frisky am I feeling? There is fees on OTCs. Thinkorswim's commission free on everything but OTC stocks, so it'd have to be worth it. Plug hitting a new high. Keep an eye on BTCS. It may be worth it, especially with Bitcoin. It's starting to look like, let's see, what is Bitcoin at? Bitcoin's breaking back over 40,000, yeah. So, if Bitcoin might start ripping hard if it's since it's back in that 40,000 range. A lot of people were calling for it to sell off, and I was like, I don't think it's going to sell off yet. I mean, it had a nice little pullback when the miners started selling, but it was due for a pullback. I mean, it ran $20,000, so. But I think that was just a nice, healthy pullback. Look at the buyers on this thing. I'm going to go here. There's a lot of buyers sitting on this. I'm going to try to go anyway. See if I can get filled. This may be a good swing. Oh, I don't think I'm going to get filled. Because it's starting to break out of the triangle. Damn it. This thing's only 36 million in float, so it's very low float. I mean, the buyers on this is insane. Moving up to 270. Sun W's got a nice chart. I'm gonna take this order out now since I didn't get filled. That was a little fortunate. It could come back down to the bottom of this triangle anyway. I'd much rather get filled a little bit lower. I'm gonna keep an eye on this. I might end up swinging a position of BTCS if Bitcoin keeps going. Let's check out Sun W. Yeah, Sun W doesn't look too bad either. See, DTS looks like it's breaking up over 5 again. $5.17. Yeah, so very nice rip on DTSS. Very nice rip. See, SOS breaking down out of this little what the hell goes here? Oh, there's just a buy signal on BTCS. Interesting. Let's see, maybe. Whoop, 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 whoop. Very interesting. Yeah. I'm really tempted to go on this. Like I said, it may not be a day trade. It may be a swing. See, Bitcoin. Okay, so I'm looking at Bitcoin on my phone right now. It's testing. It's testing this 40,000 area. So if it breaks that, this will continue to run with Bitcoin. If it doesn't break that, you know, if it has a pullback, kind of like it to have a pullback. If it could come back down to 250, it's down at 45 cents a few days ago. That's the only scary thing. I don't like that. I don't like that's an OTC stock. I do like this triangle. I do like the Darvas box give a 5-minute buy signal. But this will all depend on what Bitcoin does today and the next day. That's the only thing. I'm going to hold off. I'm just going to hold off because Bitcoin is testing the 40,000 mark, but it's not breaking yet. But I may be able to get a lot better entry on that for a swing. Preferably I want to get the best entry possible because it is going to cost me some commissions to trade that. See, LMFA. Got an interesting little triangle going on here. Kind of like this at $2. No PR though, but it is starting to break the downtrend at the moment. Put LMFA on the watch list. So a couple things I want to watch. Let's see, CEMI. What are you looking like? Got a CE mark. COVID vaccine could, if 630 holds up, that could be a potential play. DTS a little double top, probably gonna pull back there. AFRM. Oh, usually he's talking about these big old stocks. I can't get but probably 2 shares of this. But if it ran $20-something, it'd be worth it to get 2 shares. Let's see, what does this ran before? This is a new IPO, 90 up to 103, so it ran 13 there, and so far today it's ran $14. A little light on volume though. But it is possible with 2 shares to make a little bit of money on that. It's got to rip dollars, but see, LMFA. It's going to pop out of this triangle a little bit. See. Let's see how Kronos is doing today. I'm just curious. Come on. Oh, nice. Kron is up until 11:32. Actually, that's nice to see. DTSS is still ripping. So huge move on DTSS. So we just got a buy signal on DPW, but DPW kind of got me yesterday. It's holding right up above the 200-day moving average though. Oh yeah, but it does have very good press release. They got they're selling their EV charger on Amazon, so that is going to get some attention. Huh. Really doesn't have much resistance. 720. Is it back here? Yeah, it really doesn't have a lot of resistance ahead of it either. Like I said, till about 720, 725, somewhere in there. And this thing is known to rip. That you see back there, it ripped from $3 all the way up to $7.85. So this thing can rip dollars. Last time I got a buy signal on a 5-minute, it ripped a couple of dollars. I'm gonna go 30 shares on this. Because we got the 5-minute buy signal, we got, you know, it holding up to 200 as support. Got pretty good PR. If it can break over 6, it could start running. So it is getting rejected at 6, a little bit there. And like I said, we don't have a lot of resistance ahead of it either. That's what I really like about it. After 6, it's pretty much wide open to 720. So a lot to like on this so far, but we'll see. We'll see if it can get going or not. I like my entry. It's a pretty decent entry. You can put a stop loss under 574. And at 584. Needs to break 6 soon though. If it doesn't break 6 soon, it'll probably come back down. So it needs to make that next leg up over 6 here real soon. See, where's pre-market high at? Pre-market, let's see, post-market high was 692. Pre-market high is 675. Okay, so actually there is some resistance at 675. That's going to be pretty tough because these candles closed right at 675 and this candle hit at 675. But still, it has room to, if it breaks 6, it still does have room all the way up to 675. That 200 day at 566. Let's see, it looks like we may start testing 6 here. Getting some decent buying volume coming in. See, there is some sellers at 6, so we knew there was going to be some resistance. But we need to see it hit 6 one more time and break. Let's see if this buying volume can come in. Yeah, there it goes. Nice push through 6 so far. So now it needs to stay above 6. It needs to hold above 6. 6 still acting as resistance though. Okay, there it goes. There, well, nope. Still kind of a little back and forth here on 6. But it has broke through it twice here in the last minute. See some more sellers sitting there at 6. We're not getting any. Didn't get very much buying that time at 6. See sellers again trying to hold up 6. Let's see. Okay. So 6 doesn't seem to be that big a deal. Well, no, it's still holding up. It's trying really hard to break 6. It keeps breaking over and then getting pushed right back down. You need to see a little bit more buying volume come in. AFRM made a nice run. Finally ripped. So we're testing 6 one more time. Let's see if we get a bunch of 6. Just timing sells to light up green with $6 orders right now. Still not yet. Still not enough buying. We can buyers at $5.99, but not at 6. See, this candle's got 5 seconds. If this 5-minute candle can close over 6, that'd be a pretty strong close. Nope, closed right below it, but. $5 rip on that, nice. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. A lot of buyers came through there at 6. Now we want to see 6 start holding that support. We don't want it back below 6. Needs to stay above it. And then look back and see, make sure there's no other sneaky resistance that might get me caught up on this past chart. A little bit at 615. Bit at 630. Pre-market highs at that 675. Yeah, I don't see too much. I mean, there's a little bit. Let's see, right? Yeah, 615. We're hitting that right now. That shouldn't be that big a deal though, because it's only on this little chart here that resistance was. So it's not like it's anywhere up here on the daily. So 615 shouldn't be that big a deal, but you never know. We'll see. It did get stopped there the first time, but let's see if we can keep pushing up. Getting held up at 610 a little bit. That needs to break down. Yeah, 610 needs to break down real soon. We do not want to be getting held up there. Now we can see some nice bids stacking up at 605. And they might get taken. Nope, no they didn't. Okay. So we definitely got some support trying to hold above 6. 610's got a break here soon. Shouldn't be getting held up this much there. That's a little concerning. Yeah, don't forget about the pre-market bag holders. Yeah, I'm sure they'll be selling through here. Through this push up, but I don't think there's enough resistance until 675 for people to be locking in that much. I could be very wrong. What? Yeah, so each candle is I see what One Life saying. Each candle, like on the 5 minute chart, it's a 5 minute candle, so it'll be in increments of 5 minutes. So 9:05, 9:10, 9:15, 9:20, 9:25. So there's a little clock right up to the left corner of your screen, and you can see down to the second. So you just that's how I know it's gonna when a candle's gonna close. Need to see this close over 6, but yeah, right here I forgot. You can see my screen right there's the clock up there in the left corner. I was trying to explain to you where it was at. I could have just pointed to it. That was a little brain fart. I'm just I'm kind of focusing on DPW at the moment. So if you ask me a question, I might have a brain fart in the midst of this. Yeah, Aiden, you don't want to be going in chat rooms to buy stocks, to ask people to buy what stocks you should buy. If you don't know why you're buying or selling, then you shouldn't be buying or selling. So you got to study, you got to learn what you're doing. Got a playlist full of day trading lessons you can go check out. But that'll get you in trouble. You'll lose more money asking other people what to buy instead of understanding why you're buying and selling stocks yourself. Any tips? I mean, what tips do you want? I got all kinds of tips. I have a whole lesson. I just like I just said, I got a whole lesson of a whole playlist of day trading lessons. It's got all kinds of tips and stuff in there. Like the number one tip would be to study. Like I just said to Aiden, learn why you're buying and selling stocks. If you don't know why, then you shouldn't be trading with real money. Because then you're just gambling. You want to know why you're buying and selling. So that 615 did hold up with some pretty strong resistance here on DPW. Just having a little bit of a pullback. Really want to see it hold above the 9 worst case. We don't really want to drop below the 9. Really want it to stay above 6 like I said, but the 9 is right there at that 580. OGEN. I'll pop over there in a second. I want to make sure this is going to get back above 6 here soon. So you have buyers trying to hold it above the 9 EMA, coming in at 590. This is selling at 595. But, I mean, technically, it did just run from 575 to 615, which is what, a 40-cent move? So I could have potentially locked in 30 cents, but like I said, I still think it's got potential. 615 just doesn't seem like a good enough reason to hold this down. But it could. And actually, 6 could hold it down because 6 is pretty tough resistance so far. That's what I say. It needs to stay. It needs to get back up and stay over 6. Yeah, it's pretty tough resistance. I'm still keeping pretty decent volume on DPW across the board. So as long as volume stays in here, and we keep slowly building up. Really want that 590 support to hold up. Got 7 minutes on this 5-minute candle. It needs to close above 590. And then did. And let's see if buy-in starts pushing back in. We need to get back over 6 on this 5-minute candle. You can see it starting to push a little bit. I'm gonna put actually it may start breaking back over 6. There's still a lot of sellers sitting at 6. So that's what I was saying. This is gonna be strong resistance. That's why it's got to hold. Like it did break above, but it didn't hold above 6. So for it to make the next leg up, 6 has got to become new support. That old resistance has to become new support. So right now, that $6 is still resistance. And while this is doing this little thingy thing, I'm gonna drop a stop loss in. I'm gonna take a quick breather, and then I'm gonna be right back. Because it's probably gonna fumble around here in this $6 area for a few minutes. So I'll be right back, guys. All right, so it looks like it did pop back over 6, but that's what I was saying. It's probably going to fumble around here. Ooh, a little bit of a pullback. Let's see at 590. Still trying to hold up. That's got to hold up, but the fact it did not hold over 6, getting over it a second time, a little bit of upward momentum is kind of slowed down now. So yeah, quite a bit of pullback. Not being able to hold over 6, so it may take a little bit more time. Sell market's gonna fill it at wherever, whatever price that the order executes at. So like right now the spreads, there's like a 2-cent spread here, so I'll just say for example, so like 580 to 585. If that was the spread, then the market would fill anywhere between 580 and 585. The sell the bid would trigger whatever the bid was, but your bid's right here on your level 2, so you can see what the bid would be. No problem. So that was quite a bit of a pullback there, but if buyers push it back up, it'll be okay. If they don't, then look at that BTCS, another move up out of that triangle, all the way up to 3. Yeah. If it wasn't an OTC stock, actually I did try to get in. My limit order didn't get filled, but it's unfortunate. DPW is really looking weak right now. Need to see buyers coming back in this after this pullback. With charting trend lines, so with your trend lines, you want to find the point of where it starts ripping. Like right here on DPW, this is where the rip started, and then when you want to drag that across the bottom of the candles. So it's kind of like that. So you got run up, hit the trend line, bounced off, hit the trend line there, bounced off, and that's actually what we're coming down to now is the trend line. I can actually make it a little bit easier. Sometimes I like to go from the second one instead of that one. So, but you want it to, your trend lines, usually you want to use the bottoms of the wicks. You can try the bottoms of the candles, but the wicks are a little bit better. There's a thick trend line. Yeah, I like my thin lines, or my trend lines thick. I like them thick. Like that thick trend line. I'm old. I can't see shit. I gotta I gotta have thick ass lines. I can barely see this Dardos box. Going blind here. So I need y'all to hit the like button now. Help me out so I can get some money to get LASIK. I'm losing. Keep losing money day trading. Can't afford LASIK. It's terrible. Yeah, this trend line's got to hold up though. If it cracks this trend line, this thing's gonna be over. You turn. Oh yeah, you turn the arrow. The Darvis box up to 5. Yeah, it's not bad. I definitely like the Darvis box on the 5 minute. The 1 minute is pretty sketchy. Like I said, I think 1 minute is better for scalping. But I mean, even if this doesn't continue to break out, that buy signal was there in that 570, 580 region, and this did run to 615. So there was about 30, 40 cents to get there. I'm just holding on, looking for it to rip bigger. But I could be wrong. Ooh, 575 cracked quick, man. We're getting a lot of selling pressure. This trend line needs to hold up here. This is a pretty steep sell-off. I would expect buyers to start coming back in, but we are getting a sell-off. Probably like One Life said, the bag holders who probably bought at market open, trying to get some of their money back after this big ugly sell-off there. It's not over yet on DPW though. I mean, it's still on the trend line. As long as it holds up the trend line, it could slowly move back up. It could be one of those all-day slow movers. It likes to move. It likes to move later in the day. You can see there, about 4 days ago, it made a nice move later in the day. And then there, that was early morning, and that was in after hours. So it doesn't like to move during the day, during the morning time. It likes to sell off during the morning. No, I do not trade options. I do not like options. They're too sketchy to me because you have to win. If you do not win on the price of the option, if the price breaks even with what you hit, you still lose a ton of money. So, and you got to have margin. And I just don't like it. Like, one of the things about options and futures and all that, the reason why I don't really personally like them is because you're not actually buying anything. With stocks, you're at least buying a share into a company. It's actually something. Same thing with cryptos. Although One Life and Daniel B will probably argue with me on this, but you're buying a coin. You're buying something instead of buying like buying what ifs, because that's pretty much what options and futures and stuff are. Like, what is this? What is this? What if it goes up? Well, like you're buying nothing but a what if. I mean, there's a lot of money to be made with them, but personally, I just don't like them. Yeah, you pretty much just need to just have those IPOs up on your watch list and just wait for them to open. There's not, sometimes they'll say that they're going to open at a certain time and then they still don't. So it's really there's not really a way to tell when they open. They just open when they open. But thank you. Let's see if I can get your name right. I probably will not get your name right. I apologize if I don't. So help me out if I get it wrong. But I'm gonna say it's Probably Huskarin. Is that close enough? I'm terrible with names. Oh yeah, no problem, Dan. The thing with IPOs, I mean, they can shoot up as soon as they're available to buy, but they can also drop down as soon as they're available to buy. So like, what I like to do is I like to give them a few minutes to kind of see, let them get a direction of which way they're gonna go. So so the J is pronounced, so it's more like Jaskarin. 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 Okay, gotcha. I'll try to remember that. See, I'm gonna see what they're talking about. Look at this, man. Look at this. BTCS running. See what DDD is doing, what Daniel B's talking about on DDD. Oh yeah, nice. It's pretty much straight up move since this morning, about a $4 move. It's DTS looking like. So DTSS sold off after it hit 575. DPW is getting a little weak. It's trying to hold this trend line. So there's a big buyer sitting there at 578, but we're not getting any more buying hardly. We need to see buying volume start to come back into this if it's going to push back up. I mean, we don't need like a huge volume bar. That'd be nice, but we do need some buying volume to come back into this. See the last 5 minutes of 1 minute candles, all red. This is starting to test this trend line real hard right now. So DPW might get me again. Look at my phone where Bitcoin's at since the BTCS broke out. And Bitcoin's still not over 40,000 yet. It's a test in that area, but and DPW absolutely has to hold up here. It cannot break any lower than it is. If it does hold up, I probably, this is probably going to be an hour or something before it gets back up to that 615 area, maybe 30 minutes or something. If it can hold up, so I may end up just holding this for a while. Like I said, it likes to move in after hours, so I may end up holding it till after hours as long as it doesn't hit my stop loss. But I want to see it back up in that 580 range. It needs to get out of this 570 range and get off this damn trend line. AFRM new high day at 121. Nice. A lot of selling pressure here. Let me see how this looks on the 15-minute. Actually, I can draw that trend line a little bit better on the 15. There we go. That's more accurate. This is a big triangle too, that 675 area, that resistance I was talking about earlier. Actually makes this a big old triangle. So if it can hold up here, it needs to hold up. It needs to stay above 575 and start slowly climbing back up. See a lot of sellers at 580 right now. That needs to get taken out. That cannot have 580 holding up as resistance, but it is. There we go. Okay, so finally getting back over 580. Needs to stay over that. We do not want it back down at the trend line. See if 580 holds up. There we go. Okay, 580 held up. A little bit of selling at 584. Yeah, so buyers are starting to come back in here nicely. Get a little bounce off the trend line up to 590. This is what we want to see. We want to see a slow build up back to that 6 area. And then we want to see it get back above 6 and hold. And a little bit more selling there. May have another little pullback to the trend line. That's a little inverted hammer. That usually leads to a little bit of a sell-off right there on the 1 minute. This little inverted hammer candle. Preferably, though, we don't want to see it do that. We really don't want it back down to the trend line. We want it to stay above it. Try to get back above the 9 EMA on the 5 minute as well. Let's see, where's the 9 EMA at on the 15 minute? Yeah, it's below the 9 EMA on the 15 minute also, so it needs to get back above that. Basically, it just needs to get back above 6. That's pretty much as simple as it gets. So, this is going to be a slow mover. Like I said, I'm probably just going to hold it for a little while, unless it cracks this trend line. But I think I'm going to call it a day here soon so I can get to work on the stuff I need to work on. So if you guys got any questions, suggestions, or ideas, go ahead and get those in. We'll give the stream about 10 more minutes. See what this does in the next 10 minutes. As long as it can start pushing back up to that 596 area, I'll probably be holding it for the rest of the day, but it could crack in the next 10 minutes as well because it is still close to the trend line. Daniel B. can't write? What are you talking about? He doesn't have a book. He doesn't know how to write. Can't even write his name. He has a big stamp that says DB on it that he stamps all his contracts and stuff with. You do have a book? Your book is... What is your book, DB? The Davos Manifesto? But only for special clients. It's your book of hoodoo. Now don't front. Don't even front, DB. You know you write those women's sex novels. You know that's what kind. That's no. You ain't writing trading books. You're writing those women's sex novels where it's this fucking guy on the covers got the long hair riding on a horse. Don't you lie for me. Don't you lie to me. Tell the truth, DB. I've missed a lot of moves per share. I know you guys were being nice. You guys wasn't talking any trash, and then I started it. So up $5 on your first 2 trades, nice. Was that FOMO? The FOMO move on AFRM? Is that what you're talking about? Look at those buy signals on the Darvis box right there. Buy signal at 110, moved up to 127. That's a pretty good move. It was a good call out. One Life, One Life has good call outs. Like I said, I only could have got 2 shares. I mean, 2 shares at 17 bucks or whatever. That would have been like $34. That wouldn't have been bad. So that was possible to trade with only a few shares and make some money on. So there's a thing. There's a misconception that you have to have a lot of money to trade higher price stocks. It's not necessarily true. It's just a little trickier when you don't have a lot and you can only buy 1 or 2 shares of a stock like this. You have to get one that's going to rip dollars like this. And that doesn't. They're a little tricky to find. Daniel B got in yesterday. Nice. I know what you're saying, One Life, but I mean, if you're buying into stocks, you got to understand your position sizes. Like you can't, if you just buy Apple for 1 share of Apple and it only moves $1 in the day, then you only made $1. That stock happens to be hot, the AFRM, and it also doesn't have that big of a float. It's only 246 million, and it's a new IPO, so this had a lot going for it. That's the thing. Like the prices, these higher price stocks, they got to have a lot going for them to make a big move like this during the day. That's what I was saying. DPW may crack. DPW couldn't even get back up to 6 off that little trend line bounce, and it's coming back down the trend line. So this is getting a little close to cracking, but it could just keep slowly moving up the trend line. Yeah, the Darvas box is more accurate with higher time frames. That's what I was saying. That's why I took it off the 1 minute and used it on the 5 minute and the 15 minute. Yeah, this is looking like it's gonna crack. This is getting real close to cracking. Let's see, buyers did come in right there and push it back off the trend line, but needs to stop testing it. If it keeps testing this trend line like this, it's gonna crack. No, that's not true. Penny stocks don't not that. See, you're talking crazy now. I mean, DTS since market open has ran $2.40. So, you're talking crazy. They don't just run pennies. They run, pretty nice. And BTCS, which was even a what do you call it, OTC stock, that ran about 60 something cents. So penny stocks can rip dollars too. You can't sit here and act like that's not true. And the stock I'm in currently, yesterday and after hours, it ran $4 to $6.92. That's a $3 rip. Um, okay. Nabel, you need to understand why you're buying and selling stocks. If you don't know what to do right now, then you shouldn't have bought the stock in the first place. So you're gonna take a, you know, you're gonna learn a lesson on this one, probably. But that's why you have to know why you're buying and selling, and you have to have your price targets. You have to have your stop losses. What is that? CCIV. You bought it, and you bought it at 19, so you bought it up here at the top. So yeah, like right now you're bag holding. You should have never held it this long. So that's why you gotta know what you're doing. You gotta have tight stop losses. Know where your stop losses are at, where your support and resistance is at. I mean, you're already bag holding. The question is, will this continue? Will this go back up or will it go down? And nobody can answer that. I don't know the future, so I can't answer that for you. I mean, at this point, it could go either way. It could climb back up or it could drop back down. So you're like getting a 50-50 coin flip here. On the daily chart, it looks pretty nice, but it did run $10 in the past 4 days, so it is up pretty high. No, I don't know if it's going to go back up or not. That's what I'm saying. I can't. There's nothing to tell you on this chart right here that this is going to go back up. That's what I'm saying. You either bought into the momentum of this candle, or you bought into the falling knife of this candle. One of the two. And you should have had a stop loss. If you bought at 19, you should have had a stop loss like 890 or maybe 870, something like that, and just got out. But you're holding a bag on this one right now. You're in a bad spot. You might have done your research on the stock, but do you realize? Do you understand price action? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The price action, like I said, the stock just ran $10 in 4 days. So anybody who had the stock down at 10 or bought in at 12 or 13 or 14, and then this thing rips up this high, all the way up to 20, then those people down here are going to be selling up here. Like you basically bought where everybody started selling at. That's why I say if you're not first, you're last. You got to be first on these stocks. So you gotta understand price action, and where's buyers going to come in, where's sellers going to come in. The buyers came in here. This is a big candle right here, 10 up to 14. A lot of buyers came in there. What happened the next day? It did get some buying and pushed up, but then people started locking in profits, and you did get another move up, and then everybody, the swing traders or whatever, probably saw this candle and they got in back here. Right here in after hours, they held all the way through, and then this thing ripped up to 20, and these swing traders who got in back here dumped it. So you gotta understand that price action. In this scenario, if you're not first, you're last. Like the rip has already started. You can get in rips later, but the earlier you can get in, the better. Like what I'm saying is, back here, you'd have been first. Right here, really, you would have been first, but there's no reason to buy this right back here. But when it started making a move up, you don't want to be like wouldn't want to be buying up in here one life. So I don't know why you're arguing that if you're not first, you're last. Like I don't mean you have to be the first person to buy the stock at the beginning of the run. What I'm saying is you need to be one of the near the beginning of the big rip instead of being like at the end of the big rip. Is what I'm trying to say. DPW looks like it's going to crack. DPW real close to cracking this trend line. Still trying to hold up. If it doesn't hold up here, though, this is going to crack. No, I'm not saying stocks only go up. What are you talking about? How are you getting that out of what I'm saying? I'm saying you don't want to be buying stocks after the rip. You don't want to be chasing. So this is coming down, testing this 200-day moving average. Testing the bottom of this, testing this trend line hard. This is probably getting close to dumping. That little crack there on DPW. Basically, what I'm saying is, and you agree with me. You're just taking what I'm saying the wrong way. What I'm saying is, you don't want to be buying up buying up in a selling area and stuff. Like on AFRM, when you called this out, you called it out way back here. Well, you want to be back here in the buying instead of buying way up here. Like you want to be towards the beginning of the run. Like you don't have to be the first person to buy the stock in the run. You don't have to be the guy back here in pre-market who bought at $101. You can be, but you don't know what this is going to do at market open. But what I'm saying is you don't want to be buying way up at the top. Because if you're buying up here, you're the last buyer. You know what I'm saying? If you're buying down here, you're in there with the first buyers. No, you know what I'm saying. You agree with me, don't? So yeah, this is make it or break it time on DPW. It's got to get back above this trend line. Looking pretty bearish right now. But that last line of support it has is the 200-day. Oops, let's see. The 200-day, where's it at? 566. So that's also, let's see, where was the low of the day at? Low was at 552. So yeah, if it doesn't get back above this trend line, it's probably going to dump. And it'll dump back probably to 530. 535, that looks like probably a pretty good support area. But it could dump even lower than that. I mean, the 9 EMA on the daily chart's all the way down to 443, so it's possible it could drop more. No, I'm not. Why would I sell? Why would I sell it already? It's not. It's not completely sold off or cracked yet. There's still support under it. like I said, the stock likes to. It doesn't like to run during the day. It likes to run later in the day. So, I mean, there was a chance to lock in profit there at 6:15. I'm not going to deny that. That would have been a nice in and out day trade. But I'm looking for DPW to have a bigger move than that. I mean, every day is not going to be the same, you're right, but if a stock is doing the same thing for most of the time, then there is a good probability it's going to continue doing that same thing. It may not run later today. I'm not saying it's going to run later today. I'm saying that there's a possibility because that's when it's shown that it likes to run here lately. But I mean, at this point, it's testing this trend line. If it cracks this trend line hard and doesn't get back above the trend line, then I'm going to be stopped out. But alright, guys. I'm bleeding a little bit over what I was expecting. Very nice run on AFRM. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. If this thing cracks much lower, then I'll be out. Looks like it's probably gonna sell off here soon. But if it doesn't crack and it starts to climb back up, I will continue to hold it. But you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll be back tomorrow. And like I said, we'll probably try to do some crypto trading tomorrow as well in the afternoon. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. Till next time.